let's get physical. Kind of. The 23rd to the 27th of December. Merry Christmas. Merry not many games this week, but I've still got a show for you, kind of. Firstly, even though there are 0 retail games this week, I still need to tell you the winner of the $10 discount coupon, which this week is Damien M. Remember, anyone who purchases via my links at VGP, every week their name is put into a draw and chosen by VGP to win a $10 discount coupon. So yeah, thank you everyone for your support. They have a lot of games discounted, so make the most of that right now with the links down below. Now, there are a couple of releases this week I need to talk about. Firstly, from Limited Run Games, 9 Years of Shadows. This is a Metroidvania, one that I'll need to add to the list of physical Metroidvanias video that I'm currently compiling. Pre-orders are opening this Friday, and it's a game with a distinctive color palette. It's not your normal moody gothic style. It's got decent enough reviews, with many people saying it's on the tougher end of games, especially at the end, and it won't last long either, about 9 hours or so. Saying that, I think Symphony of the Night is also the same length. Not all games need to be 40 hours long. Anyways, I'm rambling because, oh ladies and gentlemen, Osyaberi, Horijyo, Gekihori. Oh man, some may say it's a Christmas miracle, but I'm calling it a Christmas scam, because yes, first press games are coming back and expecting people to give them money for a pre-order when they've produced pretty much nothing in years, getting into spats with the developers of their games who are tired of waiting for them to produce the games. Pre-orders are open today, and I highly advise you not giving your money to first press games. It would be a mistake, and you're literally better off burning your money. At least that would be entertaining. Or you can send it to my Patreon, just not on fire. Whichever. It's a shooter that if it does get printed, I will be shocked. There are multiple editions. You can pretend that you'll get one day in the future. Don't do it, guys. First press games need to go in the bin. Now, Asia and Japan, usually bastions of not conforming to Western traditions of not having any games during this festive period, they have also resorted to not having many games this festive period. I mean, Asia has a couple of games that Japan already has, plus a visual novel that doesn't have English. Merry Christmas. Alright, it's a community spotlight. Yeah, we're here already, and since it's Christmas and I've got some time to fill, I'm getting into the festive spirit, and I'm gonna go through all 30 photos that were sent in time. Executive producer Dave Horwath sent in this photo picking up these 2 games, I'm guessing from VGP. Both are worth picking up, especially Dark Forces, which is a fantastic game. I love that game. Robert M sent in this photo, getting in 2 deluxe editions straight from Red Hot Games themselves, Goblin Slayer and El Renteros Wanderings, one of which I liked, the other of which I didn't like that much. Reg sent in this photo picking up a nice Star Wars double pack. 2 very polar opposite games, but if you watch my Star Wars retrospective, you'll know that both of them are very good. Jamie G sent in this photo picking up Blazing Chrome, which got a nice secondary release in Europe. I think it was only on Pix and Love's website. I don't think they did it to retail like they normally do. Stefan N sent in this photo, making me very nicely happy with the Neo Geo Selections Volume 1 and 2. As I'm sure you saw, there's gonna be a Volume 3 and 4 coming in April, and I couldn't be more excited. Bring on all 12 volumes. Andrew R sent in this photo, picking up a few games that have been going nicely cheap, especially at VGP. Those Black Friday deals really had some excellent titles at low prices. Devil Angel sent in this photo, getting in a couple of games from Limited Run. It's a little bit sad that Beyond Good and Evil went through them. I know it's a cult classic and maybe didn't have the pull to sell really well at retail, but come on, Ubisoft. Pab sent in this photo, picking up these 3 games. I like how it's fine for Nintendo not to put their logo on the box art, but they force other publishers to do so. I think it's a must these days. Executive producer Kevin W sent in this photo picking up the limited edition of The Alchemist of Ars Magna. Interesting story, I still think about it to this day. Berry Gaming 24/7 sent in this photo with Wrath Aeon of Ruin. For some reason, that one only got a physical release in Europe. I thought this would be an easy sell for North Americans. You know, it's an old school Doom-like shooter. Being Supersonic sent in this photo picking up a couple of fighting collection from Capcom. Not my cup of tea, but I did recently play X-Men vs Street Fighter on my Saturn, and yeah, it's a hell of a lot of fun. I had so much fun kicking ass with Cammy. Executive producer Sora Cat sent in this photo picking up the Genesis Classics collection. It did sell out on Switch at VGP, but they do have pre-orders open for some back orders that will be coming very soon, so it's not dead quite yet. Executive producer Instacritic sent in this photo, picking up some legendary games like My Universe 2-in-1 Culinary Collection. It's gotta be tough being a full setter sometimes. I don't envy you, Instacritic. Gavin R picked up Super Mario Party Jamboree just in time for Christmas parties with the family, and you can call your 5-year-old cousin a smeghead for stealing your Power Stars. Choco Loco James sent in this photo with Sonic Origins Collection Plus, which I haven't seen that cover version before. Is that like Korean version or something? It looks great, and I definitely would have picked this up if it was complete on cart, or at least like the content was on. It just seems a waste to have a download code for the extra content when it was ready beforehand. I want those 12 Game Gear games physically, even if the emulation is shite. Steven665 sent in this photo with Dokapon Kingdom Connect, which I remember people being very excited for, but I've rarely seen people mention it since release. Evil McLeod sent in this photo with Nayuta, which I really want, but sadly the prices for these, Falcom games tend to go up rather than down, to my budget threshold. I'll be waiting a long time, I think. Executive producer Lewis K sent in this photo, picking up Off Memories, a very surprising visual novel release. I know it's not supposed to be the best, but at least it's not an Otome VN that we seem to get every week. It's nice to have a normal VN once in a while. Executive producer Cartoon Soren sent in this photo picking up Castle Crashers, which the publisher really want to make it as difficult as possible for non-American people to purchase. Bit of a dick move to block VGP from sending it worldwide. Why do that? Do you not want money? Executive producer Ghost Bjorn sent in this photo. They picked up the giant expensive version of Love, but I think even the standard edition has shot up in price since the print was very low. Needless Dragon sent in this photo picking up Tevi, which I believe is the spiritual successor to Rabbi Ribby, not as well received but supposedly fun. Remy X sent in this photo picking up some retro Dragon Quest games in the import exclusive triple pack. I know some purists out there don't like these versions, and I respect that, but I enjoyed them when I played them this way. McLaren sent in this photo picking up the complete edition of Dredge, which I think made some people a bit unhappy since they recently bought the deluxe edition. I get it, but this was announced quite a while ago, so you've had time, and it happens sometimes. Cresselac sent in this photo with Worms Armageddon. I have no idea why this has been such a pain to purchase, especially in North America. It's a classic game. I bet loads of people would buy this if they saw this in a store. Executive producer Adamantium sent in this photo with some Fantasian goodness. I was supposed to get a review code for this from Square, but they sent it on release day, which is no good for me. I'm a busy guy, and late reviews, they just don't help me at all. Executive producer Jennifer M sent in this photo picking up the lovely double pack of Pikmin 1 and 2, the Japanese version probably because it was much cheaper compared to what Nintendo of America and Europe were asking for it. Mickey McFlynn sent in this photo, very heavy on the JRPGs, looks like he's going to have a lot of JRPG-ness over the holiday period. I wish you luck, I don't think you're going to complete any of them. G Bautista 100 sent in this photo, picking up Fantasian, very nice to see, really hope it's successful and we see Sakaguchi do even more JRPGs. Elissa sent in this photo, picking up Valkyria Chronicles Remastered, the first game. I'm actually quite surprised Limited Run sent this one out so quickly. I expected it to come out like next year. Executive producer Vei, my man in Japan, sent in this photo picking up a couple of imports from last week, including Ancient Weapon Holly. Well done to anyone who got my reference to Red Dwarf last week during the Holly segment. I like you. And that's it. That's everyone. Merry Christmas. If you want to send in your pictures, you want to send in your Christmas prezzies, that obviously needs to be Switch related in some capacity, you know where to send it. It's on screen right now. And yeah, thank you as always to my executive producers, Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Brent McLean, Alexander Cato, JCross7776, Punky Dooster, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Raven Knight, Fawn Metal Luna, Issa, Vei, Offone, Instacritic, Precision Plague, Alex M, Feig, Josh Foot, Ishin, Lewis K, Kevin W, Jennifer M, Super Ben Julio, David Hustwaite, Dave Hallworth, Wixit, Sora Cat, The Nemo 6, Ghost Bune, G Bautista 100, Rose, and Adamantium. Now, you may have noticed there was no pick of the week this week because, well, I thought there's only like 2 games. It's pointless, right? And there's probably not going to be that many games next week either. I haven't checked yet, but I'm guessing it's going to be like 0 or maybe 2 or something like that. So what I'm going to do next week is I have asked my executive producers to tell me which physical game they are most hyped about for next year. So next week's episode will be the normal Let's Get Physical thing with whatever games are available, if there are any, plus it's going to be the hyped physical releases for next year. I'm going to be doing my own, and I've also asked them for their input as well. So there's going to be some quirky releases. You know they like to pick some very quirky picks of the week. I'm interested to see what they're going to tell me, and I'm going to talk about it. If you want to join the Patreon, you want to join the executive producers, check the Patreon link below. It's the Let's Get Physical producer tier. It's the last one. Scroll to the end, you can join them, and if you do it in time, I will ask you which physical release you are hyped about next year, and I will talk about it. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. I know it's been a very short episode, not very interesting, but it's just how it is. I hope to see you next week, and yeah, have a very Merry Christmas, and I won't say Happy New Year because it won't be New Year. I'll say Happy New Year next week, okay? I'm not going too early. Take care.